Hey guys, it's Newt 17, and I just wanted to make a video talking about my coming out story. Alright, so the first person, alright, so I'm gonna start off a little bit and talk about how I realized how I identify, which I'm probably gonna have to say is pansexual, but like I'm not completely sure. I mean, I know I like girls and I know I like guys, and yeah, I would go out with someone who was transgender. But I don't know if I really like the term pansexual. I don't know if that fits. I don't know. Anyway, that's a story for another day. Anyway, what was I saying? I'm gonna talk about a little bit of how I realized. I'm gonna kind of make this short. In middle school, I got called. I was, bullied a lot, and a lot of that was gay and faggot and a lot of stuff people used to call me. And then I started thinking, what if I am? Obviously, I thought people are calling me that, so, obviously, some of them at least think that I really am. And, that's probably not the case, but some did, because I remember, my freshman year of high school, people asked me in football season, people asked me, are you? And, I was like, no, 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 no. But, over the course of, a year, I was ready to come out to people. My football season for sophomore year, I was not ready to come out to people. But you know, by mid through my sophomore year, I was coming out to everyone, and not everyone, but I was coming out to many people, many people. Some people I didn't even directly say it to. I was just like, they were hanging out with someone who already knew, and I was like just talking to them about it, and people just picked it up like it was nothing. The people that I experienced it with, but I could totally see that not happening with other people. But anyway, I kind of realized, my freshman year was kind of like my discovery stage. I was, like, what's up with this? What's up with that? How come I feel this way? How come I feel that way? And, you know, as time went on, I was just kind of like, well, this is how it is. And, I didn't always know that. I just kind of knew, like, you know, I would, maybe date a guy sometime. But I was just kind of, my parents taught me a lot about what it meant to be, experimenting and curious a lot growing up. And, I was like that, and I just kind of took it as, was experimenting. But it didn't really mean anything to me until, my freshman year, like I said, was my kind of discovery stage. And, I know that by the end of my freshman year, I knew that I was because I remember being on the track team and asking another kid if he was, thinking, maybe we could go out or something. Um, so yeah, and I wasn't out to anyone, and I was at the point where I still couldn't say it to myself out loud. But over the course of summer through my freshman year, between my freshman and sophomore year, I came out to my mom. The first person that I came out to, literally, was my little sibling, because it was the kind of relationship I had with them where, like, if they didn't like that or didn't like me, I didn't really care enough because they're just a little kid. Their opinion doesn't matter a lot to me, and my mother, that opinion would matter a lot to me. So, yeah, my little sibling was the first one, and then a little bit after that, I came out to my mom, and she kind of was just like, okay, cool, I don't care, whatever. And she just kind of, acted like it was nothing, and I feel like she did that because she wanted me to know that she didn't, it didn't change how she thought about me a lot, but it meant a lot to me. It was a big part of who I was. And so for her to just be like, oh, it's fine, whatever. Okay, moving on. To me, it was like, oh, okay, she doesn't care about how I feel, or a big part of who I am. And I understand why she did that. Not a lot of parents have a lot of experience with that, and She just didn't really know what to say. So she thought she was saying the right thing, 'cause how I would take it. And as time went on, it stayed a lot of empty. Just it was never mentioned for a long time. And then I said it again, and she acted like she had never heard that from me before. I was like, yeah, remember? I told you. And she was like, oh, yeah, yeah, I remember, yeah. And, she was just, like, kind of surprised, I guess. And, time went on, and, I started to be more open about it with her. And then I started painting my nails. And, you know, she didn't really like that very much, and she wasn't gonna let me at first. She let me like the first few days, and she was like, "All right, this can't be a thing anymore." And I was like, yes, yeah, sorry." And I did, and eventually she was like, "All right, well, I don't really agree with that, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do." And I was like, "I kind of am. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry." Anyway, yeah. That's how that went down. And now it's like I don't know, it's just a casual thing for us to talk about. Um so the first person that came out that wasn't part of my family was at school. And this was between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because I know that Christmas I had told this was my best friend Kayla. I told her some big news that was some big, very big bad news, and it's something that made me really emotional, and I wouldn't have told her if I wasn't close to her. I know that I told her before Christmas, but I know I told her after Thanksgiving because it wasn't during football season that I told her. Because during football season I was like, you can't tell anyone ever. In school, I mean. A lot has changed. People asked me during my sophomore year too. My football season. Oh wait, no, 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 no. Okay, let me get the timeline right. I came out to my mom between the summer of freshman and sophomore, and I started painting my nails months later. And this was after football season, and a few months before track. It was between Christmas and I remember the exact date. The first day that I painted my nails, I'm part of this acceptance club at school, and we had a field trip, and Kayla painted my nails on the way there, because I was telling her about it like probably like a month or two before, how like I really wanted to paint my nails, but I wouldn't, and she was like, just do it, just do it. I was like, I would if it weren't for like this one or two people that I was really worried about how they would take it. And I started painting just my ring finger because it was something I could hide if I needed to, but it was something that I thought was good enough, for right then. And the few people that I was worried about had noticed, and they hadn't had, huge reactions to it. So I was like, oh, it's all good, I guess I will. And it was the day before February vacation that we went on that field trip. And no, it was 2 days before February vacation. So we went on that field trip, and Kayla painted all my nails, and I really liked the color. So I was like, well, tomorrow's the last day, so I guess I'll just keep them on because I want them on all vacation. And so I did, and people gave me some looks and stuff. Even friends were like, "Did you paint your nails? Why would you? Oh, okay, wow, okay, bye." And I was like, "What's okay? Why are you acting like that?" But some people were just like that, and some people just kind of dropped it like it was nothing. Um, and eventually, like, I got really nervous, and then not everybody, but a lot of people started asking me. And so I was just like, started being a smart ass. Like, they were like, "Did you paint your nails?" I was like, "No, Kayla did." And they're like, "Why are your nails painted?" And I was like, "Because, somebody put nail polish on them." You know? It was because I was nervous, and I just didn't want people to be, rude. And I could totally see that happening with specific people, so that's kind of just how I reacted with some people. But, uh, and I feel like that was a step towards me coming out, definitely. I was out to Kayla by that time. I was definitely out. And people speculated like Is he trans? Does he cross-dress? Is he gay? Is he just doing it for Kayla? And a lot of people thought I was just doing it for Kayla. And that wasn't the case, because once she moved, which was a few months after that, people were like, "Why are your nails still painted?" And I was like, "Cause I told you I wanted to paint them." They're like, "But you really wanted to? Like, it wasn't just Kayla made you to?" And they were like, and I was like, "No, really, it's not." And while all this was happening, up until this point, I had come out to kind of my grandmother. It's kind of like a slippery slope with her. Like, I don't know. I don't know if she was like my mom, where she doesn't really remember, and I'm not gonna bring it up unless I need to her. And my grandfather, I tried, and it didn't go very well. So I kind of just dropped it, and I'm gonna drop it until I need to, or something, like if I get a boyfriend. Um, 'Cause I definitely like girls and boys, but I definitely sway more towards liking boys. I have a preference. So, excuse me. Anyway, uh, so I kept painting my nails, and then I came out to more and more people. Um, I came out to the that acceptance club I was in. I came out to a lot of people, and it was mostly girls until, towards the end of my sophomore year. This was like the end though. Like, this was after track season, which means it was like the last month or two of school. I was just like, you know what? Screw it. And people were like, yeah, no, they were making gay jokes. And I was like, oh no, and they said something about me and another guy. And most of my friends are girls, so that definitely made me look more. People like all the time. Me and Kayla were like, are you guys going out? Are you guys going out? Are you do like? And most of it was jokes, like I don't know, just stupid stuff. And I was like, no, 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 and they're like, why not? Why not? Why, like, really though? Are you not? Why? And I was just like, 'cause it's just that's not how it is between us. And that definitely made it seem more like I was gay. Um, and so once I was in the locker room, like I was saying, it was with my friend, and we were messing around. They were like, and they made a joke about us, and I was like, no, he's straight. And they were like, what? And you're not? And I was like, no, we've been over this. Because they would make jokes all the time, and I'd just be like, yep, yeah, uh-huh, that's true, definitely, yep. And I guess I sounded sarcastic, but like, I didn't really. I was just like, yep, okay, okay, we get it. Yes, I know I am, all right. You know, I was like, yeah, I've told you before. And they're like, oh, you meant that? Really, though? Like, really? And usually when I came out to people at school, they were like surprised and like didn't believe it. And they were like, really, though? Do you really mean it? I was like, yes. And they're like, okay, now I understand. There was one kid, and I don't know why I didn't think about this, but yeah, he spread it a little bit to a few people, and I got confronted about it. And this one kid, his name's Seth, he was like, we were sitting on the bus on going home, and he was like, so I heard you were out of the closet. And I was like, yeah, yeah. And he was like, okay, cool. And I was like, huh, all right. So I don't know how he's reacting to that. And I worried about like a lot of people's reactions at first in school, but then I just kind of, eventually was just like, I don't, if you don't like it, fine. I have plenty of support. Um, but 5 minutes later, he was like, also I wanted to let you know that I completely respect and support, you. And if anybody gives you, trouble for that, just put them straight. No pun intended. He didn't actually say put them straight. I don't. He said a lot of things. He definitely said I respect and support you. And he said if anybody gives you a hard time, just And he had that kind of meaning, like don't listen to them or whatever, or put them in their place, essentially. And but he quote unquote said respect and support, which to me meant a lot. And that was the nicest thing anybody had ever said until now. When I was coming out, definitely. A lot of the stuff about me coming out like I'm not out to everyone right now, but for me, like the closest I've gotten to everyone is my nails because that's like a thing you can see, you know? And I didn't use that as a tool to come out. If I were straight, I would still want to paint my nails. It has nothing to do with that. It's just because I want to. But yeah, I don't know. People just assume that if I paint my nails, then I'm somewhere on that spectrum. But I mean, if a straight guy wanted to paint his nails, that has nothing to do with his sexuality. It's a traditionally feminine thing, but like it's a paint color on your nails. It shouldn't have any relation, but that's just how society is, and I mean, it's whatever really, but I just do it because I want to, and I've talked about that before. Um, and so really, that's like all the people I've come out to. Most of the time when I come out, it just makes me closer to people. I mean, I haven't come out to a lot of guys yet so far, so I mean that could change definitely. But all the girls I've come out to, it just makes me close to them because I feel like how it goes is like I'm really like close to them and I want to hang out all the time, and they think I like them, but then I come out to them and they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, now we can hang out more." And I kind of understand that, they think I might like them, and I don't know why that happens. Whenever a guy and a girl hang out, they think everybody thinks something's up, and maybe it's just like a high school thing, but like I don't know. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, I feel like it's definitely made me closer with a lot of my friends. I don't have a lot of guy friends, but the one I came out to, we don't really talk about it, and when we do, he doesn't really have anything to say, which I don't really blame him. He doesn't really know a lot about the situations and stuff. Girls do know more about, pursuing guys, so it's understandable. Um, so yeah, if you want to share your experiences in the comment, hashtag proud to be. Yeah, I don't know why I put the hashtag right there when I was mentioning the comments. But I just thought about that. That was today or yesterday that was on YouTube. I don't know. But yeah, hashtag proud to be. Hashtag proud to be LGBT because I don't know exactly what word to use. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I got a skedaddle. What the fuck? What's up with? Okay, bye.